Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Motivation Room for June. We are so happy to have you. Today, we have some guest speakers. I have the lovely Miriam Jackson joining us from the queensdigitalstudio.net, travelwithmj.net, MJ's Tees and Custom Designs.com. Okay. She also has a wellness brand, which you will learn more about when you visit our website. She's one of our first wellness brands listed in our directory. Hello, MJ. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm excited. I got my yogurt. I just got done destroying two sandwiches like I haven't eaten all day, even though I have. And I now have my yogurt. I think this streaming, the videotaping just takes the energy out of me. Um,
Yeah,
I just be
the heat
hungry.
will do that too. Make you feel like you
Yeah,
ain't ate nothing.
yeah, that too, guys. My power went out for a second. I think it's because of construction combined with heat. We also have another lovely guest joining us this evening, and that is Nicole Gaynor, the founder of JC Fashion Finds Boutique. And she also has a fitness brand, one of the first fitness brands to be listed in our directory. Welcome, Nicole.
What's up?
Nicole. That's it. Welcome, Nicole.
Can you hear me?
Nicole. I think it's something going on with our maybe it's not me, maybe it's the streamer today. Could be. I don't know. But we can't hear you at all, Nicole.
Can you hear
I
me
can see
now?
that you're talking, but I can't hear you. Can you hear her, MJ?
I heard her.
Oh,
You
you
didn't hear
heard
what
her?
she said? I heard her.
What'd she say? Not me over here looking crazy talking about Nicole.
Yeah, I heard her. She said, "What's up?"
Ah,
I can't do it quite like her, but that's what she said.
oh my God, I'm crying. I'm crying. I didn't even realize that I couldn't hear anything. It's just I can only hear you on this end. I don't know what that's about today.
That's
Um,
crazy.
yeah, I'm just gonna say maybe it has something to do with the streamer. We don't know. But if any point in time you guys cannot hear me, please let me know and I'll refresh the streamer as soon as possible. So now we have our wonderful guest on this evening. We just want to share some motivational messages for anyone that might really be going through it. It won't be too long, maybe about 20, 30 minutes. But who would like to take it away with their motivational message?
I'll start. Um,
Okay, go ahead. We'll put you on that spotlight. Spotlight.
see,
Ooh.
I'm trying to see if I want to say this as true MJ fashion or do I want to tone it down a little bit. I don't know yet.
Oh, true
Um,
MJ fashion. Come on, this is a
I mean,
motivational
that's
room.
kind of
Bring
a
some
trick
light.
question. It's still going to be true MJ fashion. I just don't know if it's going to be as turned up as normal or we're going to calm down a little bit.
If we gonna be all the way turned up. I don't know why you did that.
Don't get me started, okay?
That's my
Um,
jam.
so uh I'm going to start with this. We are in June. We are 6 months into 2026. Um, and this motivation is gonna come with a little bit of a gut check, okay? So stay with me. Okay. This motivation is gonna come with a little bit of accountability, okay? Stay with me. Okay. Stay with me. If you haven't done anything in the first half of 2026 and you don't plan on doing anything in the next half of 2026, guess what you're gonna get? Nothing. Okay. You gotta do something different from January to May, in June to December to see different results. You can't say, oh, I want this, I want this, I want this so bad, but you don't plan on doing anything for it. Okay. Like I said, this motivation is gonna come with a little bit of a gut check. It's gonna come with a little bit of accountability. Stay with me. That's the theme of this. Stay with me. You gotta stay the course. You can't just say, oh, nobody visited my site from January to May, so I'm just gonna quit today. Oh, nobody purchased from me from January to May. Oh, so I'm just gonna quit today. What did you do to influence somebody seeing your site from January to May? What did you do? Did you talk about your website? Did you go live about your website? Did you share your website? Did you promote your website? What did you do from January to May that you probably need to do more of in the second half of the year? What did you do? Because if you didn't do anything and you're expecting for the people to flock to your website, oh, this person has the biggest product yet, nobody knows about it. Excuse me. You got to be the change that you want to see. Now, this is a straight up rhetorical question. You do not have to answer this question to me. You do not owe me any answer. But I really want you to look at what you did from January to May. I really want you to look at what you did from January to May. Seriously. If you've been promoting your website, if you have been live talking about your products or your services, if you have done everything that you could physically do and the sales have not come in, that's one thing. But if you just wishing upon a star that somebody's going to look at your website, you didn't tell the people what a website is. They don't know your logo colors. They don't know what you look like. Even if you're building a faceless brand, that's one thing. Completely different situation. We're not talking about the faceless brands. We're talking about when you're the face of the brand. Okay? Because when you're the face of the brand, you have to be the face of the brand. You can't just say, oh, I'm MJ. I'm the face of travelwithmj.net, but they don't know what I look like. Okay? So, January through May is gone. May 31st is gone. That is yesterday. We can no longer look at yesterday. We look at today and beyond. What are you going to do today? June 1st, 2026, 7:38 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Different from what you did in January, February, March, April, May. What are you going to do today that's going to give you sales at the end of the year, beginning of next year? See, now we're not setting up for just the end of the year, ladies and gentlemen. We're not just setting up for the end of 2026. If you're just setting up for the end of 2026, you're already behind, because there are businesses out here who are already building into 2027, 2028. Okay. I am a travel advisor, and we can already start booking cruises up until 2028. We're not just looking at the current year. We have to project what's going to happen a year, 2, 3, for some 5 years from now. So if you're just looking at what's going on right here in this little window, you are already behind. Okay. You're already behind. Now, there are some industries where you can't look too far ahead. There are some, but not very many. Okay. If you know what you want to do in 2027, you gotta start working now. Okay. You can't say, oh, I want to leave my full-time job by the end of 2026, and you didn't do anything in the beginning of 2026 to make that dream a reality. You just can't. Let's be realistic here. We have to start setting some realistic goals. Now, what can you do to change your beginning to make the end of 2026 better? Start setting goals. Start setting goals, and don't be unrealistic with your goals. Don't tell yourself you want to make $500,000 in 3 months, because unless you scheming and you scamming, I don't know, it might not happen. Unless you scheming and scamming. But you need to start setting some realistic goals. I want to make, and even if your goals are small compared to what you probably can do, that's okay. But you got to start setting goals. One goal that you can start setting that doesn't cost you anything: I want to go live on Facebook once a week. Okay. I want to go live on Facebook once a week. I want to promote my products to my community at least once a week. That's a small goal that can be attainable right now, does not require any money. Okay. So if you're looking for goals that you can set that doesn't require you to spend anything extra, start there. But I will also tell you this: after a while, the free route is not going to do it. You're going to have to pay to play. Okay. You're going to have to pay to play. If you're unwilling to pay, that's fine. But just know that there's going to be other folks out here that's going to move past you because they're willing to pay. Okay. Number one reason or number one way that you will have to start paying to play your website. Okay. Your website. Whether you are purchasing a full-fledged website that somebody has customized for you, or you were purchasing a domain to where somebody can get to your website without having to type all that extra dash, this, dash, that, and that. You're going to have to start paying to play. Okay. These SMART goals include you budgeting on things that you're going to need in your business. Okay. Stop saying what you want and not putting in the work or the effort for it, ladies and gentlemen. It's not going to do you any good. Okay. Start off with your SMART goals. Make them attainable, not unrealistic, and work towards something. We are in June. You can change your trajectory right now. You can. But if you're not promoting, you're not posting, you're not sharing, you're not being social on social media, how do you plan to make that change? So let's start making a change today, June 1st. Happy Monday.
It's a peace sign for me. You know how hard it was for me when you said, I don't know what you said, but you said 7 and 8. And I wanted so bad to just intrusively say 1738, but I didn't do it.
Oh
So
my gosh.
Oh,
so I'm proud of myself for that. Okay.
I'm proud of
doing
you
the best
too.
I can. Thank you. Thank you very much. I do what I can. So Nicole, what are your thoughts? Did you want to piggyback off of that? Anything that she said, anything that resonated with you?
Oh yes, 1000%. Everything that MJ mentioned resonated with me.
Can you hear her? Oh, okay. Let me know when she's finished. I don't want to interrupt her because I can't hear her.
So yes, everything that MJ has mentioned does resonate with me 1000%.
She's finished.
So what were her thoughts? You'll have to relay them to me. Look, we're playing telephone.
You know, it's okay. You playing with the right person. I can play telephone now. I can play telephone. She said that everything that was stated before resonate with her 1000% because it's true.
Yeah.
You can't just say, "Oh, I want this," but you're not putting in any work.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Very
What
true.
are we doing?
Very true. So I appreciate you for sharing. That is definitely on the accountability side of motivation for those people that need to hear that, raw thoughts, because at the end of the day, entrepreneurship, when I hear that message, I think of an analogy that I talked about on one of my podcasts. Entrepreneurship is very similar to when we were in school and, we had recess and we had study hall. Recess was when we went out to play, have a good time. Study hall was when we came in to study and to work. There were always two different kinds of kids. The kids that sat down and they got straight to their work and they stayed focused. And then you had the kids that kind of horseplayed a little bit and got distracted. Now, some of those kids could afford to because they were able to get their job done and still horseplay around. A lot of those kids could not afford to because they were going to be distracted and they were still going to be in the same place where they started because they were not focused. And entrepreneurship is similar to that concept, except for you don't have a teacher telling you for free or reminding you, well, not free to everybody else, but free to the children. You don't have that mentor at $0 telling you, hey, stay focused, hey, realign. You don't have that. So you have to have that fight within you. And if you don't, there's going to be many days where you're going to feel discouraged and you're going to allow that discouragement to stop you from completing the task that is required.
That's so true.
Yeah.
That is
So,
so true.
people don't think about that. It's the little things sometimes that we don't necessarily appreciate until they are gone. And we don't understand the depth of them until they are gone. That teacher was there to remind you and give you that guidance at that young age. But as you move into adulthood, it's about becoming that teacher, teaching yourself, being the person to say, hey, it's time for me to refocus. A lot of people miss that part. And that's why sometimes entrepreneurship can feel so bumpy and discouraging. Some parts of it.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I do think that a part of the accountability talk for me is because I am a teacher. So I am that person sitting up in the front of the room telling the students, hey, you got work to do. I don't want to hear nothing when it comes time for grades to come in and you didn't do your assignments. That's probably why today's lesson was all about accountability and doing what
Hmm.
you're supposed to do
Yeah.
because it's required. Like again, we're in June. What are you doing?
You gotta do put that action to play into play, like you said. So you gotta pay to play. That's what she said. But not like that, but that's what she said. So Nicole, did you want to try? Let's see if we can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
I can. Let there be
Listen,
sound.
listen, clock it.
Woo! Okay, so did you have anything else you wanted to add on to that conversation, or did you want to get into your motivational message of the
I think my motivational message, it kind of taps into everything MJ has mentioned. But one thing I do want to get into, I'm trying to find this quote. So the post that I the post that I actually put in the group earlier today,
night? Mm-hmm.
it says notice of a termination. Notice of termination. So this is quote. The quote is women's empowerment notice. Okay. So I'm gonna read it straight through. Okay. Notice of termination. Effective immediately, the following positions have been eliminated: shrinking yourselves for others, settling for less, fear of standing out,
Mm,
limiting beliefs,
mm.
negative self talk. Okay. And their replacements are as follows: self worth, confidence, growth, purpose, possibility. You were never meant to play small. So stop playing small.
I
Why
heard
do
that.
I feel like you
I
yelling
heard.
at me though?
I she said stop playing
Why
small.
I feel like you yelling at me though? Like
And the mic drops.
I
Mic
feel like
drop.
she yelling at me. Teacher, she yelled at me.
Listen, I feel like I need to have some that if there was any time to have a background music, let me hold up.
But teacher, she yelled at me.
Okay, she said stop playing small. Ooh, that is a wonderful message though, and I do love that. It's basically just cutting out all those things that feed that negativity into your mind. Um, so I really do resonate with that. Did you have anything you want to add to that, MJ?
Yes. Um, what she said was true. It is very true. You know, we have to stop dismissing how we feel and our abilities in order to make somebody else feel good. I'm not here
Mm.
to make anybody feel good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not here. I'm not here to be your sugar plum or your gumdrop. I'm here to make some money. That was the other version of Nicole's version was very much on cue
Oh,
and very cute and professional.
oh my
I am
God.
just not always a cute person all the time. Um,
I cannot with you talking about the I'm not here to
Listen,
be your sugar gumdrop.
I'm not.
First of all, what is a sugar gumdrop?
I'm your
And
sugar plum or your gumdrop.
oh, your sugar plum and your
I'm
gumdrop.
not. I'm not.
Oh
Okay.
Lord.
I'm not. I'm not for everyone.
Hmm.
Okay. I'm an acquired taste, and that's okay. I,
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm gonna tell this from my side. I spent a lot of time trying to be something that I'm not. And
I
once
can
you start,
relate.
once you start getting older, you know the ability to or the lack of care of wanting to be like somebody that you're not, it disappears.
Man, I'm
It
telling
it
you.
dis- it disappears. Okay? Like there are some people who can't handle the way that I am very blunt and I say what I mean and I mean what I say. And I just got two words for you. Keep living. Keep living.
Listen,
Keep living. Because if you can't handle me at keep living.
I was not prepared.
Keep living. So like keep living.
Oh.
Because when you get to a point in your life where you do not care, that's when you're going to tap into your best self. Okay? Let me explain something to you. And I don't know if I've ever told this story or not, but I'm gonna tell it today. Um, almost a decade ago, almost a decade. Next year would be 10 years that I lost my gallbladder. Okay. That was my first major surgery in my life. A decade ago, almost. When you go through something like that, all the cares that you had before that day, they disappear.
Yeah.
They disappear. Because here's the reality. The reality of it is, let's see, this is June, 9 years and some change ago. I could have not been here because a gallbladder surgery is not something that is common in people in their 20s. That's not common. When I started doing research over, gallbladder, problems, the research said that doesn't happen to somebody until they get into their 40s.
Mm.
I'm 23, 22, 23, dealing with gallbladder issues. So when you've had a situation like that, and it didn't have to be gallbladder, because any major surgery you could have not gotten off that table for. Any surgery. It doesn't matter what kind of surgery it is. For me, it just happened to be my gallbladder. Once you get off that table and you have a different look at life, all of the I want to be liked by everybody, all of the I want to be this and I want to be that goes out the window. Because you may not have had the opportunity to be here to say that. So no, I understand. I am not everybody's cup of tea. I'm okay with that. Because if you have been through what I've been through in my life, you'd understand. But I don't want you to understand. I really don't want you to understand. What I want you to know is this is who I am. And if there's going to be a change, it's going to be for me going to who I truly am going to be, not for who you want me to be. There's no amount of gift wrapping, no bows and no tapes. You want me to look like somebody. I'm not that person. And once you get to a point where you say, I'm done trying to be, America's sweetheart or America's fan favorite, you move so much easier. Because when you're in that title of America's sweetheart or fan favorite, you got to move a certain way because you don't want to disappoint anybody. Forget that. Disappointing. Because you got one life and you got to live it to the best of your abilities.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think the fear of making mistakes, the fear of being judged, the fear of being looked at a certain kind of way or being perceived a certain kind of way, there are all realistic things. They're going to happen in your life in many cases, in almost all cases, to be honest. So, what I would advise people to do if you're someone that struggles with that, like trying to people please, worried about the perception that other people have, it's a little, I'm not going to say tricky when it comes to business, but there are different business principles that you want to apply to your brand based off your industry. But in life, as an individual who is striving to be happy and to grow and to elevate, you have to understand that in order for you to do that, most of your worst fears will come true. Being nervous about what they might say, someone disliking what you have to say, someone looking at you differently, those things are going to happen. So it's not a matter of will it happen? It's when it happens, how am I going to take that? Am I going to, allow that to be the reason why I stop doing what I do? Or am I going to let that just be what it is and keep moving because that's a personal issue with that person? It wouldn't be anything with you. You can't control how other people perceive you. And the more you try to do it, it's like you're going down a cycle that can never truly be, you can never really quench that thirst for a person, because a person who wants you to be who they think you should be, usually in many cases is coming from a place of misery. Unless they're correcting something, a behavior for elevation. But in many cases, when they are wanting you to act and be a certain way, it's coming from a place of misery. And you can't ever please a miserable person. You see that in relationships. You see that in friendships. You see it even in business. They're always going to have something to complain about. And I had to learn that. I had to learn that for myself in every relationship in my life, because it took me seeing it to say, this is what people talk about. Because you don't really think that that's how people operate. Like, especially if you're not someone that is reliant upon external factors to be happy. You're not really worried about that stuff. For me, I've never really been worried about that. I could care less because I'm focused on what I'm doing for myself. So I couldn't understand it. But getting into relationships where, people kind of, I'll say they have their own expectations or projections onto you. You have to realize, like, wow, there's nothing that a person could ever say or do to you for you to be happy, because you're just internally miserable. You need healing, you need growth, you need validation internally. You need things that I cannot give you as another human. That's something you have to go seek for yourself. So realizing that in relationships, seeing it in business, whereas trying to come to a solution with people, and then you realize, wait a minute, you don't want a solution. You're not looking for a solution here because you're not happy internally. This is not about business. This isn't about growth. This isn't about how do we get to this money. This is you wanting to be negative, wanting to rant, wanting to put someone down. There's no solution coming from this conversation. And learning that will make you walk away a lot faster. And then even in friendships as well, and heck, business partnerships, I've had times where I have literally worked to the bone for someone, extremely hard, because I believe in their vision, because I want to support them, for them to turn around and have something every time to complain about. Now, once or twice, okay, I'm not really looking at it like it's an individual thing, right? But 3 times, 4 times, every time we meet up, when I see you somewhere, you're complaining about this, you're complaining about that. You don't like how this is set up. You don't like the time that it starts at. You don't like the questions that are being asked. At this point, I can't help you. You need to go help yourself, because what you're looking for is a savior, a pacifier, or an enabler, or a blankie. And I can't be any of those things without
Or a
being
teething
disloyal
ring.
to myself. You said, or what?
A teething ring or a bottle of
Yeah,
Similac.
or a teething ring. Oh. I'm not gonna play with you. Or a teething ring, or a punching bag because you're frustrated about other things that are
Okay,
going on in
not
your life.
Similac though.
I
Similac.
can't. I can't.
Similac though.
That's too much. But seriously though, like, that's what you're looking for, and I can't give that to you. So this kind of moves smoothly into my message, which I won't hold up anybody for too long, because we do have our success room this evening. But my message is about the importance of paying attention to who you keep company with, and monitoring how much access that you give to people. And learning to be okay with the fact that you are not going to be able to please everybody at one time. It will never happen. Not you alone. Maybe with a team, maybe with systems in place. And even then, you're still gonna have somebody who's not going to be, excuse me, sorry, y'all, I've been eating before the show, who's not going to be happy. So this conversation is important for entrepreneurs, for business owners, for creators, for dreamers. You have to be careful of the company that you keep. You have to ensure that the conversations that you're having are benefiting you or helping you elevate and grow. And you have to, when I say have to, I mean you have to be able to differentiate when a person wants your partnership or your companionship or your company because they are looking for an enabler, versus them looking for an actual partner or a friend or someone to hold them accountable. Because you will get into these spaces with other entrepreneurs and other creators and other dreamers, and they will disguise themselves as somebody who wants to be your friend, someone who wants to create a relationship, when in reality, they are simply looking for someone to sit in comfort with them and be complacent, because they are not executing and they are not elevating. And when you see that the actions do not align with the words that are coming out of their mouth or the vision that they're saying they have, you need to leave and find a different space. Like, it's absolutely imperative that you do this, because if you don't, you could wake up tomorrow and be that same exact person, sitting in complacency, being okay with being in the same mental, intellectual, physical, whatever state that you could have elevated from had you been around people who challenged you versus enabling you. Sometimes the best relationships for you are not going to be your favorite. Sometimes the best relationships for you are not going to be your favorite, because it's going to take a person who is here to see you grow, not here to tell you what you want to hear. so that you can elevate and get into that next level. And if you're looking for that, you got to go find it. Some people say they're looking for that, but they are looking for enablers. And I'll give you a few examples of this. So I've had times where me and other entrepreneurs have committed to do something, right? And when it comes time to do it, hey, things happen, right? Emergencies take place. That's okay. I get that. Oh, hold on one second, guys. And I didn't even realize I didn't even put myself on the spotlight. That's crazy to be preaching like this and ain't even on the spotlight is wild. Hold on. Let me I do need to send a little message to our people that are joining the success room, because we might just knock out both at the same time, to be honest. So it's a different thing when, can y'all hear me still?
Yes.
Okay, good. So it's a different thing when someone wants you to be their partner or supporter, or you guys want to work together. But some people are genuinely looking for an enabler, and I'm going to break that down. Like I said, so I had times where I committed to do things with entrepreneurs, right? And sometimes they were for events, sometimes they're for meetups, sometimes it was for gatherings, sometimes it was for a project. It really just depended. And things happen. So I'm not saying that emergencies won't take place and you won't have to change the plans. That's not what I'm saying. However, there were times when I would work with an entrepreneur and we would talk about doing things. And then when it came time to do the things, they did not show up. They did not follow through. They did not communicate. Now, why do I say they're looking for an enabler? Because instead of reaching that level of accountability of like, hey, you know what, I said I was going to do this and I didn't do it. I apologize. Or, hey, I wanted to follow up with you because this is what I got going on. Or, hey, this is what we're doing for the future. Instead of doing that, we just completely brush past the fact that you were just non-reliable, didn't show up, and let down me or whoever the other people were around waiting for you to show up and do what you stated you were here to do. So with that being said, they want to continue a relationship after that. You want to meet up. You want to woo-sai and kiki. You want to go out to brunches. I don't want to do nothing with you. You're looking for an enabler. You're looking for someone to make you feel comfortable with sitting in complacency. You are looking for someone to tell you that it is okay to behave in below average ways and still expect above average results and relationships. And that's not what I'm here for. I'm not a pacifier. So in those moments, I have to gently and gracefully exit from those relationships. I have to create boundaries because I notice and I see that my time is not being appreciated. It doesn't mean that I don't want the best for them. It doesn't mean that I don't support them, because I absolutely do. But how I do it will definitely be different because we have to protect ourselves. And all that time that you spend on pouring into somebody who didn't really want to be poured into on that level is time that you could have been spending on pouring into yourself. And I always get this debate when I talk about this conversation. People will say, well, if I gave it, I gave it. And that's because I had it to give and I wanted to give it. I would say to an extent, that's a little careless and not intentional. Why do I say that? Because you probably have 20 people who would have lined up in line just to get an opportunity to receive what you gave to somebody who didn't even value it or want it. And so why would we continuously be giving to people that are not wanting what we have to give when we have lines of people who are genuinely wanting that, needing it, hungry for it? And so that has been my life. And I've had to quickly transition to the next relationship because no, I'm not going to enable you to be below average and think that we are just going to have the best of friendships. And I want to go out places with you, or I want to be associated with you on that level. I will not be a part of that, because then I will be telling you that it is okay for you not to show up for me and for yourself in my presence. Now you do what you want in your own presence, but in mine, we are here to get it. So I cannot disrespect my time. I cannot disrespect my craft, how hard I work, the blood, sweat, and tears, capitalization on tears in my process and my journey, to show up and think that you're going to stand next to me and not follow up and not be serious about what you're doing. You're looking for an enabler. You are not looking for a supporter or a partner or someone to help you elevate. You want an enabler. And it's okay to say that out loud. I'm not saying it's okay to want an enabler, but it's okay to say that out loud and get it out, because once you get it out, you can start going into relationships that actually challenge you to elevate. Comfort does not always equal quality. We have to remember that. I can't tell you how many business owners that I have met, that I have worked with, that I have worked for in contracts that I have consulted, that I have coached, that have told me this is uncomfortable, or I wasn't prepared, or this is nervous. I'm nervous about this. This is something new. But guess what? What you were doing before wasn't working. And what you were talking about before wasn't getting you to the next level. So we got to get out of this comfort thing, because on the other side of comfort is success. And you have to be sure that you are around people who understand that, support you, respect you, and want to see you win, regardless of if they're winning directly or if they're watching you win from a distance. And that is the message that I have. Did any of you ladies want to, hello? Did any of you ladies want to, oh, thank you, MJ. Want to piggyback off of that? Any thoughts?
Me.
What you got?
Now listen. Now we've had the conversation of price increases. And I'm going to always go back to the conversation that we've had about price increases, because we both know for years increasing my price was something I was scared to do. So that whole "this is uncomfortable" moment that you're speaking of right now, I've been there. Where in my prices? Because I felt that, I wasn't ready for a price increase. But once you start understanding what a price increase truly means and what you're really trying to do, that price increase is everything. Okay. Now, again, it took me about 3 years before I was comfortable with a price increase in my brand. And now that I've done my first price increase, it's definitely something I would not go back to.
Baby, she was making my way downtown, walking
Will not
slow,
go back to it.
taking my time with these prices.
Listen, exactly. Listen. Now, once you do something that is truly uncomfortable for you, you will never go back to that comfort place. I promise you won't. I promise you will not. Okay? Because I would not dare go back and say, "Oh, I'm charging $25 for research fees."
Yeah. With all the work that you do, how you follow up with each person, when you do groups, you're checking in on each individual. You're the middleman for them when they don't want to tell the group the bad news of, hey, if you don't have this payment by this time, you're not coming on this trip.
Listen,
that
I'll
is
be the
way
bad
more
guy.
than
I've
25.
done it. Hey, you don't have your money paid by the first, you're not going on this vacation. I just want you to know that.
I just want you to know that.
I just want
Hello,
you to know
Nicole. Thank you for joining.
So once you get past that feeling of this is uncomfortable, this is not something that I've ever had to do, but then at the same time, Travel with MJ was my first baby.
Yeah.
So I didn't think that I would have to go through something like that. I thought we were going to be set, we're going to be good, and then guess what happened? Everything else went up.
Yeah.
The cost to host a website went up.
Yeah.
Okay? The cost for email went up. The cost for XYZ went up. ABC went up. Bills went up.
Yeah.
Life went up.
Bills went up. Hello, Tiffany.
Life went up.
Look, who you telling?
So when life goes up, you go up too. You got to. You don't have a choice.
Amen. Amen.
You don't have a choice. You might get all, and you don't get me wrong. I'm gonna say this, and you might get all the business because you are the cheapest. But at what cost are you getting all the business?
Yep.
Yeah, you can be the cheapest saying, "Oh, I only charge $10 for research fees," or "I don't charge research fees at all." Now I'm talking to the people who be talking about, "Oh, I don't charge a research fee." Okay, dumb door. At what
You're
price?
talking about the individuals that compare their pricing and their stuff to the next person's.
Yes.
Which
At
is
what
also
price
non-productive.
are you being, the cheapest around? Because when the cheapest does not always mean that you're getting the best quality. And the cheapest usually means that people are playing in your face. I'd rather people not play in my face. Oh, I charge a research fee, and they go on about their day. That is perfectly fine for me. Because I know that at the end of the day, I did my part, and either you're going to come back or you're going to find somebody who's going to give you half the quality. That's up to you.
What they say? Clock it.
Clock it.
Do the little, what's the little gesture? Clock it. Clock it. Yes. No, very relatable. I definitely agree and understand that that perspective. And people have to understand the commodity game is like it's not a game you want to play. You don't want to play the game of trying to be the cheapest in your industry. Now, when you first start out, you might do, some kind of special promo or gift with purchase or something to gain that credibility, and that is completely understandable. However, to go throughout the days thinking that you have to compete at being the cheapest, you have to understand that that game it's gonna be a really rough game because we have Walmart, we got Dollar Tree, we have brands that have put other businesses, small businesses, out of business historically because of how cheap their prices were at the time. So if you're going to do something, make sure it's not just because you're trying to promote, hey, look at me, I can give you what I have at the cheapest. Talk about the value that you provide because there are people out there that genuinely want that. And you have to stop shorting yourself and you have to know how truly expensive you really are. I think that shoppers and business owners alike sometimes have an issue with realizing how valuable they really are. And that's why they spend their time in places, spaces, or rooms that don't always support and respect them because they don't understand how expensive they are. As a shopper, you are expensive because people are wanting your attention. They're paying for your attention, matter of fact. As a business owner, you are expensive because you're providing a solution that can help somebody's life be better. But if you don't know how expensive you are, you don't promote like you're that expensive. You don't operate like that. You're always looking for, ways to show people that you're the best deal or discount and you're the cheapest when in reality, you don't need to do that because there's people out here who will buy you at full price. Well, not you, but you know what you got. Lakota, did you want to piggyback off of that? And we do have a question from Tiffany. Tiffany said, "Have you always been in that mindset, or did you have to get there?" Great question.
Ooh, that is a really good question. I had to get there. I absolutely had to get there. Hey Tiffany, how you doing? I'm not sure how new you are to the community, but this was a conversation that I've had to have with my mentor, presented on
It's
the
on,
screen here,
Paul.
for years. We would
I
come to
mean,
the end of the year, and she would tell me, MJ, what we gonna do about these prices? And this would be the exact face that I gave her
oh
because
my God,
it wasn't a conversation I wanted to have.
yeah,
It wasn't a conversation that I wanted to have, and then it finally took me. And here's what happened: I had to go through some of the things that she was telling me I needed to set my prices based on for me to understand that I needed to adjust my price. Okay. She was telling me, well, you need to be preparing for right now. Maybe your prices might be good for a research fee for one to four people, but you need to start preparing for what happens when you get groups. What happens if you get wedding parties? What happens if you start getting corporate contracts? What happens if you start doing bigger than what your prices are set for right now? And then guess what happened? I got a group. Okay. Loved the group to death. But that group taught me that where I was not enough. They really did. Where I was not enough. And I was scared to make that price increase. But when I made that price increase and I started telling the people who I knew would rock with me regardless, like I knew it, but I didn't know it at the same time. I
hmm
had people tell me, MJ, your price is going up. That's understandable. I'm still rocking with you. So it took me going through a group trip to understand what she was talking about. So when I finally sat down, when I said, "Hey, you know what? I am going to go ahead and raise those prices," um, I think I shocked her because this was a conversation that we had been having
yeah,
for
you did.
years. And then I said, "Okay, I'm gonna go up to," and I think I went from 25 to 30. She was still jumping on me because it still wasn't enough. And then when I came back the second year after we came to year end, I'm increasing my prices, and we didn't even have a conversation before this. I
Yep.
came in saying, "Hey, I'm going to increase my prices, and this is what my prices is going to do." Okay, and she's still going to have the conversation with me of that's not enough because when you break down the amount that I'm charging and you break it down per person, it's still very affordable.
Yes.
It's still very affordable. $50 for a 1 to 5 for a vacation experience for 1 to 5 people. That's $10 a person. That's less than a combo meal a day.
$10. think about Expedia, like Tiffany, all these different travel brands where if you wanted a personalized experience, you want to have an agent that is helping you all the way through. You're probably going to end up paying some prices that you either A, didn't have to pay, or not really being sure about what you're wanting. It's not that personalized of a one-on-one experience, I'm telling you. So
Right.
when I was hearing all the stuff that she does, I'm not to say that there's not anyone out there that provides personalized experience, but just hearing the quality that she provides, and then to hear that it was just $10 per person, I was like, oh, that's a steal. But even before the $10 part, when it was at $5, or what is that? Yeah, that was $5 per person. I was like, oh, no, 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 we gotta
Yeah, it
do
it it
something.
definitely it definitely was something that I had to grow to, because if I didn't get to it, I would have never changed my prices. We'll be sitting here at year 5, still doing research fees for $25 for 1 to 4 people, because that's where I
Yeah.
started. $25 for 1 to 4 people. So we restructured and we raised our price because it was time. And as you're going into, you know, the later months of 2026 and everything else is increasing, how come I didn't feel qualified enough to increase my own prices? And that was something that I had to have a conversation with self about. How come you didn't feel qualified enough to raise your prices? At that point, we were in year 4. At that point, I was already showing my accolades, what I've earned, my certificates, my work spoke for me.
Mm-hmm.
So why didn't I feel qualified enough to raise my prices? And after a while, you can't say, "Oh, I don't feel like I should." You have to. You have to. And that's just for one brand. That's just for Travel with MJ. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, and that's just for Travel with MJ. And we're still having a conversation about raising prices now in the baby business, the Queen's Digital Studio. We just had this conversation last week.
Yeah, we did. And what's crazy though, let's go back to let's take this win first. Let's get back to this win, because there's a whole lot of wins in this conversation. But what was crazy is when we first had the conversation, she was like, she kind of looked at me like I was a little crazy. I'm not gonna lie. She was like, I don't know about that.
Mm.
Like, what you mean prices go up? It's just that. And I was like, yeah, no, we got to do these price change. So we talked about it. She thought on it. She came back, and then one day, out of the blue, when we were sitting down to do our consults, it was actually one of the first things she said. She was like, "Oh yeah, going forward, I actually need you to go ahead and change all the prices on the website," because at the time she was under a domain that I was managing. So she was like, "Just change all the prices. We're going up on everything, and this has to go, and we're not doing this anymore." And I was like, "Oh, okay, all right, we're ready. We're ready.
Right. But
We're
what it
here."
was, and I'm going to be completely honest here, because and Tiffany, if you've ever seen a live with me on it, I don't know how to do anything, but at that point, I just had to come into a business owner and not just somebody who was doing it just to do it. Because business owners, we have to look at our profits and our losses. We have to look at our sales, our per dollar sales, our transactions, and all that good stuff. And what I was doing was not even close to remotely paying the overhead that I had to pay for my business.
Yeah,
And I have to work harder in order to make the overhead for my business. I shouldn't have to work harder to make that overhead when, again, my work speaks for me. So what am I doing? That
exactly.
price increase had to come. And now you really can't tell me anything about price
Can't
increases
tell her
with MJ,
nothing.
because
Nothing.
it's gonna happen. And if it doesn't happen now, it might be okay, maybe not this year, but next year.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not gonna ever go another 4 years without a price increase. I won't do that to myself anymore.
Because every year she's always elevating, she's always adding a new feature, she's always gaining a new certification, she's always looking at a new tool to make the travel experience easier. One year, so it's crazy how we focus so much on that craft and making a beautiful experience for people. We forget the pricing has to match the experience.
It
So
does.
she went from okay, well, we have travel booking. To, I can do a travel research experience for you. To, I can actually have custom teas made for you if you're doing group travel. To, I can manage the entire group and make sure that everybody has their rooms and stuff that they need. To, I now have certifications in this place, that place, and this place. To, I can help you with learning how to get your passport. These are elevated experiences that are all coming from one place.
Yeah.
Whereas you might have to go and get those from multiple different, you know,
And I
locations if
and
you were
I'll
to do
tell
that.
you right now, just the group t-shirts alone, just the t-shirts alone.
And they were
We spend
nice.
we spend money on t-shirts, y'all. Let's just be real. We spend money on t-shirts, and I know that offering t-shirts, and we offer t-shirts no matter if it's 2 people or 22 people. We offer t-shirts. The t-shirt aspect of what I do alone can definitely double my price.
Yeah,
Or I
absolutely.
can do it as an add-on and say, hey, well, hey, you have your travel book with me. We can always go through my sister business, and you can get your t-shirts through them.
Yeah. And you don't have to research. You don't have to say, oh, is this business real? Guess what? She's the owner of that business too. You know, oh, if I get the products, will I be able to do this? Will I be able to reach you? Do you have a website? All that stuff is done. You don't have to do that extra layer of researching to try to put together the perfect group vacation that's fun, the family reunion with the matching shirts, and making sure everybody has the right amount of rooms and making sure that everybody's preferences are met. You don't have to do any of that. So, oh,
Right.
hello, how you doing? Did Nicole or Nicole want to add on to this topic?
Yes. Thank you for the question, Tiffany. That was a great question.
Yes, I would love to add on to this topic. So, based on our previous conversations and our most recent conversations, when I mentioned that I was ready to transition into full blown boutique boutique items, right? And the fact that I wasn't nervous about it, and I just said, because first I was going to wait until next year to make the transition, but then I said, no, let's make the transition now. We have to. Because if I don't make the transition now, it's never going to happen. So, in other words,
I'm listening.
it's
I was
never,
actually listening on my YouTube channel because I couldn't hear you on here. So I'm actually listening on
oh,
YouTube to be able to hear your response, Nicole.
oh, no worries. So, in other words, it's never going to be a right time to make any transition. If it's something that's been in your thoughts since the very beginning, you need to go ahead and just do it like Nike. You know, when I when I started
Amen.
selling
Amen.
when I started selling clothing from my closet, that was just that was just to get me started. That wasn't going to be long term, absolutely not, especially because my brand is bigger than just selling clothes. It's bigger than that. It has a bigger purpose than just selling clothes. It is a community to help women build their confidence through fashion and health and wellness. That's it.
I love that. And Tiffany said you went full time. That is absolutely amazing. I'm so happy for you. Nicole has really gone straight into it. When I tell you, like from the lives to the restructuring of her business, the consults, all of the work that's being done behind the scenes, you're seeing it in the quality that she is producing. And I really do love that. And I want to say congratulations on your live reselling book. Did you want to let everybody know about that or live selling book?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. And I just want to say thank you so much to everyone who has supported. And thank you so much, Tiffany. I really appreciate you, sis. I really do. Thank you. Yes, so I do have a live selling expo ebook that just launched literally today, and it is available for free for a limited time. Once it goes onto the website, it will definitely be a paid product. So it is free for a limited of time, which means it is open for 17 people, because initially it was open to 20 people for the first 20 people. Now that 3 customers have claimed their free book, now we have 17 copies left.
Okay, so first off, congratulations on that because the quality of the book is beautiful. Secondly, I do want to add a little note in there. Even if you're not selling products and you're selling services, I still recommend checking out her book because just from some of the previews that I received, there are topics in there about presentation and how you present yourself to that audience that can still help service providers who would like to sell their products. And I can say that with confidence because I have sold products and services and made sales for both on live, all the way from sales starting at $5, $1, $5, $20, all the way up to 500 plus. So these are some really high ticket sales, services and products combined. And the tips that she's giving there are tips that I've talked about, in consults with entrepreneurs one on one. So even if you don't sell products, I still recommend you get the book so that you can practice some of those tips when you're selling and presenting your services. And also, if you ever decide to start selling services or products in your service based business, you want to take advantage. So, can you let everybody know one more time where they can go to get this book?
Okay. If you are interested in the live selling expo, inspo ebook, you can text the word ready to phone number 856-442-9828. That is 856-442-9828. And make sure that you text the word ready. When you text the word ready, the book will be sent right to you to download.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Nicole. I hope that everybody takes advantage of that free resource that was listed. Nicole, did you want to speak on this topic or did you have a motivational message that you want to leave with everybody today? Still doing all right? We kind of left you in the corner over there. I just, want to make sure you're all right back there. Hmm.
Yeah, I'm doing okay. I'm just chilling out. Uh, I guess I'll leave an inspirational message. And my message for today is whatever it is that you want to claim, go ahead and believe it up front, even if it seems impossible. Go ahead and put your name on it. Claim it and do not look back. Do not have any doubt. Have it in your mind that you will accomplish and achieve whatever it is that you're going for, and it will be a success. Um, Actually, I just got off of a live at 6 o'clock, and earlier today I said I'm gonna win that bag, and I've actually done this on Katan's show before too. So I said that I was gonna win the bag. I was the first person that they pulled to win the bag. So if you believe with all your heart and have faith that no matter what's going on, no matter what it is that you want to accomplish, that you want to do, you know, you can do it. I have a vision in my head that I am working on right now. and I already put my name on it. And I'm putting my faith into the fact that this will be successful. And I have my whip snapper on my back, making sure that I'm doing everything that I need to do so that I can accomplish this. And the whip snapper know who they are. I don't have to say any names, but it will be accomplished and it will be successful. We just have to stop doubting ourselves. And that's one of the hardest things that I had to overcome. I kept doubting myself. I kept having doubts that I wasn't good enough, that I wasn't ready, that I'm allowing these voices in my head to tell me the things that are negative. And I'm preaching and telling people everyday positive stuff, and yet I'm having doubts myself. So, how can I accomplish something and I'm doubting myself, but I'm telling other people that they don't need to doubt? They don't need to, you know, worry about anything. And one of the things that I remember from my mom's godfather, he always used to say, if you're going to worry, don't pray. If you're going to pray, don't worry. And that's where I'm at now. My mindset is just different. And as I walked into this chapter today, it is definitely different. And everything that was negative, I left it in yesterday. And I'm not going back to it. So we're looking forward, we're moving forward, and we're going to do positive things, and we're going to move in a direction that we've never been in before. And we're going to accomplish things that seem impossible. So that's pretty much all I have. And I hope y'all beautiful ladies have a blessed night. And I look to see all of y'all successes posted and blasted everywhere in the coming year.
Wait, we gotta wish Nicole a happy birthday because today is Nicole's birthday. So I do need to just give some thanks and appreciation to Nicole for coming on and seeing her in the consult early this morning. I mean, the dedication has always been clear, but the focus that she has on moving her business to the next level so she can continue to provide an amazing service. I just want to give her flowers. And I want to say thank you so much for deciding to come and spend a part of your birthday with us. So can we get a happy birthday going? Can we get a which version we doing? Happy birthday to you. Are we doing a happy birthday to you? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Hey,
All
hey.
righty then, all righty. Leave it to Katan.
Happy
Leave it
birthday,
to
Nicole.
Katan.
I already gave my happy birthday wishes to Nicole in private, so that way she didn't have to hear me sing to her in embarrassment. Because I don't sing well, but happy birthday, Nicole. I hope you have a
Thank
great
you
day.
all. Thank y'all so much. I
Happy birthday,
appreciate it.
Nicole.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
She's so lucky she's not in Texas right now because I sure would have had that mic. Y'all know how I am with that DJ and that mic, baby. They would have had to get me off
Yeah, I'm
that mic.
glad for
But
her
it's
that she's
okay.
not in
It's okay.
Texas. It's okay. She don't want that. She don't she just wants you to be there for her as her mentor. That's enough birthday gift for her.
Look, she started laughing when I say whip
You know
snapper.
what?
She already know what I
I'm
was
gonna take your
talking
word
about.
for it.
Just be her mentor, love. She loves you anyway.
I'm I'm a little delayed, y'all, over here, but I'm listening to y'all. I have to listen to what y'all was saying on here and then come back because I don't know what's going on with my audio, y'all. My power went out today, but I don't think that has anything to do with my streamer. We don't know, but we're still going. Um, but I do want to say I appreciate you, Nicole, so much. And, I'm glad that you decided to be a part of our community, our directory. It's really a pleasure to have you here, to see the people that you inspire, the people that you encourage to share their own story by publishing their own book. And I think it's wonderful, all of the opportunities that you provided for people, complimentary and the paid opportunities. For example, right now we have a scholarship with Nicole. And if you sign up to have your book published through Lacole, you can actually receive a huge percentage off. So you can get like, I think $175 off, but that's only for 10 people. And it's actually less than 10 now. And then there's a second one where you can get $150 off, which means that you only pay $25 to take her course and learn how to self-publish your own book. And all you have to do is go to lacolesmith.com, click on courses, click on author coaching course, add it to your basket. And when you get to the checkout, you're going to add the coupon code KBOSS1, or is it BOSS1? Hold on, let me check real quick. So I want to give y'all the wrong one. I think it's either KBOSS1 or it's BOSS1. Which one is it, Lacole?
I think it's K-Boss 1. K-Boss 1 and K-Boss 2, I think.
Okay, y'all. So I'm going to give y'all this exact code. Thank you, Lacole. Let me tell y'all what I got, because I know we have so many different collaborations and stuff, but she has so many wonderful opportunities. So if you have ever experienced anything in your life that you feel like is worthy of sharing, so that you can, release that, heal, but also so that you can help someone else elevate in that moment, then I definitely recommend signing up for this course. And let me see if I can find that direct link. Oh, okay. Okay. So it is it is Boss One, and you will receive $175 credit, scholarship credit, which means you will only pay $25 for a 12-month author coaching course that will teach you how to self-publish your own book. And once you publish your own book, you will be rewarded by having your book advertised in our directory as an author, or you as an author. And then you will also have your book advertised on her page, on her website, which is lacolesmith.com. The other code is BOSS2, all caps BOSS2, the number 2, not the letter. And you're going to get $150 off, which will bring it down to $50. So you really want to take advantage of that Boss1 before they run out. BOSS number 1. And you can get this course for $25. Highly, highly recommend. So y'all make sure you do that. Oh, thank you so much for letting me know. So Nicole says she's interested in the speaker course. Yes. Period up, period up, period up, period up. Period
We were
up,
just
period
talking
up,
about that
period
today.
up, period up. Let me stop. Okay. So let us know if you have any questions, Nicole. You feel free to drop them. I'm sure I can answer a lot of them because I've talked about the course, but Nicole might answer them too. And then let's see what else. Oh, there was something Nicole said. I'm going to end on this, and if anybody wants to close out, you're more than welcome. If you feel like we covered everything, then we're good to go. Nicole talked about how she was asking herself, how can I be telling people don't have doubt in themselves, and I'm doubting myself? And I really resonated with that as a leader, as a consultant, because I had to ask myself a lot of questions like, how can I tell someone to make sure their price is high, or to make sure their price not high, but make sure that they're getting paid what they are worth getting paid, what they deserve to get? And I'm not doing that for myself. How can I tell them to stop cutting corners or cutting discounts if I'm still doing the same thing for myself to a point where it is hurting my pocket? You know what I mean? So you do have to ask yourself that as a leader. But there's also a deeper part to this that I really want to acknowledge. And that is that no matter what position you are in, no matter what leadership position, whether you're a leader, whether you're a consultant, coach, whether you're getting the consulting, we all have similar emotions and fears and worries. It's very common that what you're thinking and experiencing, the next person is thinking and experiencing. So the way you feel nervous, the next person feels nervous. What you have to understand is that what differentiates you from someone else is going to be what you do with those emotions. Are you going to allow those emotions to stop you, or are you going to use those emotions as fuel and go on the other side of comfort, which is discomfort, which leads to experiencing things that can help you with succeeding? So understand that we are all human. We all have those days. We all feel discouraged every now and then. We all feel irritable, tired. We all feel exhausted. We have those days. But the difference between the people who are successful versus the people who are not is the people who are successful keep pushing through that. They keep going. They keep elevating. They don't allow temporary situations to push them into making permanent decisions. They keep growing. And for the people who are not successful, they do get stuck in the temporary emotions and they start making permanent decisions based off of a temporary feeling. And they also allow their thoughts to win and rule over their actions. So everyone's going to have those moments in their life. But what you do in those moments defines your character and your integrity as an entrepreneur and as a person in general. So we want to keep building that character and that integrity and keep working through the days when it's hard, when you want to give up, when you don't want to do what you have to do, when you feel like it's not worth it. Those are the days that really matter. It doesn't matter on the days when you have everything you need and everything falls in your lap. That's not the hard days. That's not what defines you as a person or you as a business. What defines you is how are you when you don't get what you want? How are you when things aren't going the way you expected them to? How are you when things are crashing down? You don't need to be perfect, but you need to be willing to step past that fear and walk into discomfort to see that growth. So that's what I'll leave everybody with. Um, Everybody good? Did anybody want to piggyback? How we feeling? Okay. I just want to say thank you so much to our wonderful guests. Thank you, Tiffany, for joining us. Wonderful questions. We appreciate you being a part of this conversation. Thank you, everyone that decided to watch this live, whether you're watching now, whether you watch the replay, hit hashtag replay. If you are watching the replay, make sure you like this video, subscribe to our channel. We got about, I think it's like 5 or 6 more subscribers before we give away that complimentary digital business card design. So we're going to be giving that away to one of our subscribers once we reach 250. Oh, thank you. So Tiffany said, I felt all of you on tonight, and I'm so glad I joined. I'm glad that you came out, Tiffany. I appreciate you. That's what this room is about. So we did a motivation / success room combination, I would say, guys, because we talked about business and personal life. So I'm going to go ahead and end this live. Thank you so much, ladies. We ended with 15 minutes to spare, and we had some wonderful conversations. And I will see you guys at our next event. This marks as the last scheduled event of the day today. Join us at the podcast if you like. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Y'all have a good night.